Chuckle looking to angle his car somewhat. That is a very, very unusual angle there to go from, and he has unfortunately paid the price because he's been disqualified. But we see the lights go out, 5 lights, and away we go for the Imola Grand Prix. It has been a good start from Cameron Poulter, actually, who's gone flying in between the two Chuckle brothers. Up ahead, not a great start for Chuckle. He has lost the lead, unfortunately. Lee Craig has gone very wide into the dirt, and there's a spinning Williams. I think that's John Hans, who has gone round further back. That is a shame. Who else is going? Lee Craig is still dropping positions. He's probably got a bit of gravel on his tyres from that earlier escape. There's a Ferrari of Apex Royal also in the gravel as well. And good racing from everyone. Didn't look like there was anything untoward. It's just a very tight corner to go by, but we've got Apex Royal and Bugatti Sloven side by side into the left hand, and it looks like Apex Royal has got the better of him, but back up to the lead we go. Chuck Brothers all over the back of his brother. Prodigy's managed to get past Aki further back as well. They've only dropped 1 position each, but unfortunately it's brought them back into their championship rival, and Lee Craig is out. Lee Craig is out the session. What has happened? There's also a spinning Danny in the Alpine at exactly the same position, and that has brought out a safety car. Is it a full safety car, a VSC? I think it's a VSC. That could potentially make some people want to stop, although I think it's a long way to go on hards, as Danny, with overheating rear tyres, managed to spin it round once again. Off he goes, and up to into the top 10 he goes, and Prodigy has run a little bit deep there, and Chicken and Blunt's into the chicane. No, he's going to wisely back out of it. He's got the Mercedes firmly set in his sights. Remember, DRS is now enabled, so we will get DRS as Chuckle Brothers sets the fastest lap of the race, and they're getting very close to the back of the Ferrari here. Is Chuckle going to make a move? Cameron is going defensive. Chuckle is going to go to the outside, side by side into turn 1 they go, and looks like the McLaren has got the upper hand on Cameron, who has dropped it on the exit of the first chicane, and he is going tumbling down the order. Absolutely gutting for him, leading up until the 4th lap. And a side-by-side battle with Chuckle. He's just got a bit too eager on the throttle, and down the pack he goes. The Chicken and Blunt does manage to get past the Mercedes of Prodigy into the first turn. That is nice racing indeed. Cameron has given up the ghost. Shame. And that is a real shame. Prodigy also has gone round, really struggling, wondering whether Prodigy has rear wing damage as well, because he is struggling to keep hold of keep that car in line. 8 of 32 now. Who's going to pit first? This is where the strategy starts coming in. It's a bit early to pit now, ideally. I mean, you could probably make the hards last to the end, but a bit too hard. But now it looks like Chuck is going to make a move. Round the outside he goes of his brother Chuckle, and into the lead the Red Bull goes. To sit and use the DRS a little bit, he certainly is. AJ Baker is very close to Ginger. They're going side by side. They're into turn 1, and AJ Baker is forced to take the gravel, and that could lose him a position to Paul Jones, and it certainly did. And I'd have to watch that one back again. Did Ginge leave him enough room on the outside? He is there, but he's not going to make the move just yet. Apex Royal and Prof going side by side, and it looks like the Ferrari has just about got the Aston Martin into the chicane. Also, Royal Rumble getting past David Benson. Looks like David Benson had a little bit of a moment coming out of the hairpin. Struggling to keep up with Paul Jones, so whether he just overheated his tyres or got him in gravel a little bit. And who's that has taken a tumble? Was that? I don't know who that was. Oh, I can't see who that was. Was it David Benson? I think it was. It's David Benson crashed out the race. I missed what happened there. But off to the right hand side, David Benson, his car was laying there stricken. No VSC, no safety car. As you see Paul getting very close to the back of Ginge. Is he going to send it? He's got the outside line, and Ginger's going to do the same as he did with AJ, and he's going to run him out of road coming through turn 1. He can move past, but he is very close this time round. Only 3.5 tenths. DRS open. He is going to use that battery. He has a lot more battery than the McLaren does. He's going to move to the inside, force the McLaren to take the outside line, and that is exactly where Paul wants to go. He has that move made well before the corner. Just got to get it stopped in through the first chicane, and up to third the AlphaTauri driver goes. Keep it. And it looks like Prof is he's in the pits. Prof is in the pits. First pit stop of the evening, and onto hard compound he goes. That's lap 13 of 32, and the Aston Martin has pulled the trigger. He's going for the undercut in DRS range, but did he get DRS? He certainly did, but he is going for the pits. He's going for the undercut as well, and this is it. Once one person pits, it forces the rest of them to pit. I think Chuck's going to come out in a nice bit of traffic, I reckon. The only person that might prevent him in that is, well, it's going to come out as the Chicken and Blunts is coming through now, so he's going to be well behind Chicken and Blunts. Is he going to be ahead of anyone else? Apex Royal also in the pit. Aki in the pits in the AlphaTauri looking to jump a few cars. Let's see where Chuckle comes out. It is going to be behind the Williams, but a few seconds behind the Williams, so he's going to be alright for the outlap. Manage. Is the Red Bull going to react to his brother? Surely he's got to pit now to cover him off. And it's an absolute no-brainer. He has to cover him off, otherwise he's going to get risk of getting undercut, unless he's really confident of making the move on track once again. No, he is coming in to the pits. Race leader into the pits. Paul Jones is going to come in and cover off any undercut as well. And let's watch the Red Bull crew get to work. In they go. Off the medium tyres come. On the hards go. And away. And where is his brother coming around the final corner now? But it is a slow trawl down this pit lane for Chuck. This is going to be absolutely painful for him. He's going to want to get that limiter off as soon as he can. There is his brother. And I tell you what, it's going to be close with Paul as well, who's just coming out behind, but he's going to have cold tyres. Chuckle is only just behind his brother Chuck, but he's going to have warm tyres for this opening first lap. Chuck is in big trouble here. If he can't make a move, Chuckle knows it's got to be done now, and he's trying to have a nose at the inside, but can't make it stick there, unfortunately. Is he going to send it into the hairpin? He's going to go for it, you know. He's going to go at the inside. Chuck holds on around the outside, but he just hasn't got enough grip, and Chuckle goes back into effective race lead. And that is a great strategy call from Chuckle right there. But Chuckle has managed to gain the effective race lead back from his brother. But Chuck is going to look to come back at him immediately. He has a lot more battery. He has DRS. Chuckle goes defensive to the inside of the braking zone of turn 1. And he has regained that lead once again. And I'm sure he's going to be very happy with that. That was very, very key moments to this race. You see Chuckle DRS, but Chuck goes fastest lap of the race so far, an 18.641. That's stamping his authority on this one. I know it helped with the DRS, but he is looking to try and put daylight between him and his brother. He does not want his brother clinging onto his DRS for the rest of this race. We do see Tijman has come out. I did say the fringes of the top 10. It is in 9th place, only a second and a bit ahead of GFO in 10th, but he is on fresh mediums now, so he is going to be very quick to the end of the race. I'm sure Aki may end up being a sitting duck for him, only 1.3 ahead. We say it is a long race, anything can happen. See the Mercedes using a lot more curb than the AlphaTauri, and also has more battery as well. Fresher rubber, DRS wide open. Aki, there's nothing he can do up against that, and Tijman is long gone by the time they even get to the braking zone. And Aki, no, that is absolutely key. But I tell you what, Chuckle is quite close to the back of Chuck this time, man. He has a little bit more battery, but not really much. But I don't think, no, he's not using it. I think he wants to save a little bit of it, which is a wise move. He can see the battery light flashing on the Red Bull in front of him, so he knows exactly how much battery he has. And we didn't keep an eye on Tijman, but he has managed to catch up to Prof and flies past him with DRS. He made short work of that, and fair play to the Mercedes. He's got some incredible pace, and I got a question. It's another 4.6 seconds up to Apex Royal up ahead, but with the pace he's showing, can he get it? He's all over the back of him. Hasn't got that much battery left, does the Mercedes, but I'm sure he doesn't need it. But more importantly, yeah, I was right, Chuckle is out of DRS range. After 26 laps of racing, Chuck has finally managed to break the DRS range. Can he hold it there? This is crucial for this race. It will absolutely save Chuck's race. He will be very confident if he can get over a second and keep it. We're going to go back for the battle for 6th because the Mercedes has DRS. He's run out completely of battery on the Ferrari. The Ferrari's going to go defensive. The Mercedes goes round the outside. He's side by side into turn 1, but there's just more grip on those medium tyres. And the Mercedes swoops into 6th place and completes a fantastic recovery drive. Chuckle though, just is he going to get under a second coming into this DRS detection point? I think he's got it, you know. I think he's managed to pull back into that DRS zone. He certainly has. He's got it once again, and Chuck is going to be kicking himself for letting his brother get back into lead. Is back on again with only 3 laps to go down the road. He is struggling a little bit. John Hans does manage to make a move this time round on the Alpine of Bugatti. A little bit too late. Chuckle has got DRS, but he has dropped back by 4/10 out of it. And Paul Jones is only 1.2 seconds. So I think Chuckle perhaps made a bit of a dive just to get into the DRS zone, and perhaps he's gone wide and made a mistake because it has cost him. He's dropped back nearly half a second there, and it's allowed Paul to nearly get within a second of Chuckle here. And he's got more battery. A go. All of a sudden the race victory, the fight for the race victory was on. And now all of a sudden it's changed to a fight for 2nd and 3rd. Because that will pull him a lot closer. And he knows it. Just a little bit of battery usage there. He needs to keep within that second coming down into this left-hander. Chuckle will not get DRS on his brother. And he has no battery left. Paul just making sure a little bit of battery usage once again. He needs to make sure he's within it, and he certainly is. He's going to get DRS now, and there's 2 laps remaining for 2nd position on the podium. Paul has sniffed a few extra points to try and gain in the championship, and he really wants to get ahead of Chuckle as well on this one. Paul is incredibly close this time round. It's only half a second the gap. It's all about getting this nice exit off the corner. Chuckle's got a good one. Paul is going to use what's left of his battery. He has a lot more battery than Chuckle, but I think Chuckle has quite low wings. Paul is going to go for it round the outside. They're side by side into turn 1. Who's going to be last? The late breakers. Paul's having to go over the curb a little bit. There's a little bit of contact, but nothing untoward. Still side by side, and Paul has the better exit and has taken 2nd position on the final lap of the Grand Prix. And I'm sure Chuckle is going to be absolutely kicking himself. But fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing for these two as well, and I think we're going to have to ride on board with Chuck, because coming down into the final 2 corners is the Red Bull. Just keep it neat and tight. And round 3 at Imola, the race win goes to Chuck. What a fantastic drive by him. Paul Jones was going to take 2nd place, and Chuckle Brothers rounds out the podium. Ginge, the championship leader, comes home 4th. AJ Baker 5th. Tishman is going to decide to do a 360 in the gravel. What a cracking drive by him for 19th on the grid. Dead last. Up to 6th. That is a fantastic comeback. And my drive of the day, hands down. Apex Royal in 7th. Prof is going to come home in 8th. Aki coming home for some good points for AlphaTauri. John will come home in 10th, but I think he's going to lose it. He certainly is. Bugatti, it manages to hold on to that 10th place. Celebrate his first win of the season, and I'm sure he's going to be over the moon with that. Fantastic drive and great racing between him and his brother. Always long they were at it. But Chuck Brothers is your race winner. Paul Jones in 2nd, and Chuckle rounding out the podium. Championship leader Ginge in 4th. But thank you ever so much, everyone, for tuning in. It has been an absolutely fantastic race. Been brilliant to watch, brilliant to commentate on, and I cannot wait to join you all again next week. But until then, goodbye.